Hi guys, welcome to the Power of Slide Zoom. So, we are going to be looking at the instant zoom functionality that comes with Office 365. And this is a BlankSlide.Agency presentation tutorial, shameless plug. If you need any help with presentation design or transitioning, please go have a look at the website and see how we can help you. Presentation design starting at $5 per slide. Okay, so what is slide zoom? So obviously there is a morph transition that comes native with Office 365 where you have data on one slide and then you can duplicate it on the next slide and then changing some of the information, which creates a zoom or a shrink effect depending on your needs. This is not that. This is basically hyperlinks to information on slides. So it will zoom into that actual picture that is available on that slide. And what we're going to be looking at is the section slide, slide zoom, and summary zoom. So let's quickly have a look at what that looks like. So for the purposes of this tutorial, what I did was create an internal communications presentation which looks at the team's vision for the company or for the team. Internal communications team, sorry. So internal communications team for the company is a trusted partner that creates awareness and drives change. So as a trusted partner, we work with leadership, stakeholders to inform, to engage, and to connect colleagues with the company's organizational goals. Through effective partnership of business leaders, together we positively influence employee behaviors and engagement, and in turn improve organizational performance. Sorry about that. So what that was an example of a sectional zoom. That section consists of two parts. So one is the first slide of that section, which then becomes the zoom icon and the information that we transition to after that. Here's another example of what a section zoom looks like. So we zoom into the two slides, which we transition across very smoothly. And then the same for driving change. So internal communication helps an organization to think and act as one, driving change and culture in the organization. So those are examples of sectional zooms, and I'm going to show you how we do those in a bit. Then there's another example here, and that is a slide zoom. So if I click on this button, obviously there's a shameless plug for Blank Slide services, but this was done through having one slide with our information that we want people to go to, and then instead of having a slide image, we changed it out with the button that we wanted to use rather than it looking like the slide itself. And I'm going to show you how we achieve that now. And then the next thing that we're going to be looking at is the summary zoom. So when I have a summary zoom, it's either going to be the information that I select on the one slide, or it'll take me to the sectional or main slide with various slides in it, and at the end it'll return to the summary. So let's quickly have a display on what that would look like. So that's the example of how one slide would zoom into the summary and out, and then here it's going to go through all of the information that's on the slide and then go back to the summary. Let's quickly run through that. Doop, 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 doop. Last one, and summary. Beautiful. Okay, let's quickly see how we achieve those insert zooms or zoom effects. Okay, so obviously what we're going to be looking at first is the section zoom. So on this slide I have the 3 sections that I want people to go through. So here you will see section 1, 2, and 3 that I created for this purpose, with the main slide or first slide of that section becoming the icon used to click through. So you will see here there's a background formatted background, which is a dark gray, and then a shape with the exact same gray. But now when we go and look at our actual zoom item that we applied here, you'll see that that background is missing, and it's very simple. Let's show you how to insert that zoom item first. So we're going to say insert zoom, section zoom, and we're looking for the trusted partner section, which is section 1. Now we have that as a item that'll zoom across. So if I go into my presentation, you'll see it creates a solid image that then goes into that transition. Now that is not what we want for the purpose of this, because we want it to be a little bit cleaner on the design side. So how do we remove that background? So if you go into zoom here, here's an option to say zoom background, and when you click it, it hides the background information, therefore becoming a bit more visually pleasing in terms of the presentation. You'll also see that there's zoom effects. So let's quickly show you what that'll look like. So let's do a drop shadow. So these are basically like image effects that you can apply to the content of that slide, even though the main slide does not have that. So now if we go, you'll see that the background information has been removed, and there's a slight drop shadow on our little zoom item, which then transitions into the actual information that we want to showcase. Okay, so that's how you insert a sectional zoom. So we inserted this section, which is the first slide, and then transition it across just by doing a simple transition with very slow or very quick duration, and it's automatically after 0 seconds, so it doesn't stay on that slide too long. Then what we look at next is our insert slide zoom, just a basic slide zoom, and what we want to showcase is our contact info. Now you'll see it actually creates a replica of that slide, which is this one, and then ends up on the page here. So exactly the same as the sectional zoom, which takes the information from that page. This just takes the information from one slide and not multiple slides that transitions. So let's see how we change that to a button quickly. So we're going to go into zoom, and then we're going to say change image. Now we're able to select a picture from a file, and for this one the information is going to be saved on our desktop, and it's our vision slide, and select that call to action. Now we have a call to action that we can use as a click through element. Now what you will notice is it creates little lines automatically on that image, and it's not going to automatically come back to this slide, but rather just the slide that's following the contact slide in order of numbering on the side. So if I'm going to click through, it'll take me to the summary slide, which is not what we want. So we automatically want it to go back to the main slide. So what we would then do is activate the return zoom, and then also just on the zoom border we're going to say no outline, so that our image now has no outline and it's able to transition back to the original slide it came from. And then what we're going to look at next is how to insert a zoom summary. So zoom summary, there we go. So let's quickly delete the existing summary, and then we're going to say insert zoom summary, and the slides I want to unused sections, no we don't. The only information we want to show on our zoom summary is our main slide and our contact details. So now we insert it, you'll see it creates the information on a new page. You just copy it across or do your changes on that main page. For my purposes, the information is already here, I'm just going to resize it accordingly. Oopsie. Let's select the unit. And then let's just add a little quick reflection for neatness sake, and then we're going to say also home, arrange, send to back. And now we have a visually appealing slide that can go to those various summaries, or those various items as part of the summary slide. You'll also see that when I click on it, we'll have our functionality to click through to our various summaries and then take the information based on those slides. Okay, I hope that I was able to help you in terms of how the zoom functionality works that you insert with Office 365. Thanks.